Alabama has a number one recruiting class within reach. We're going to take a look at the recruiting board, where Alabama sits right now, how comfortable are you with certain position groups, and we're doing it from an awesome place. As soon as we're done, we're running out there. We're at Geyser Falls, which is the amazing water park at Pearl River Resort. So that's coming up right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And remember, you know this, we're brought to you by Pearl River. We're at Pearl River. Let's get this thing started with a big Roll Tide. So everybody, welcome to Geyser Falls. Welcome to Pearl River Resort. Big Elmo hit the table games pretty hard last night. So Ryan Griffin, our buddy, is going to jump in here and hang out with us in just a second. But let's talk some Alabama football, because I know that's why you guys are here. And we want to talk about today what they call the big board, the recruiting board. Where is Alabama right now? They're the number 2 national recruiting class. We lost a couple of guys, right before the weekend. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? Does it mean that Alabama feels like they have some guys maybe that are going to take those spots? I think that potentially is what we're looking at right here. Whether, you hear reports, well, so-and-so was injured or, whatever. Alabama recruiting is going a lot better than anyone could have anticipated without Nick Saban, taking the Saban formula and then pushing it to Coach DeBoer and his staff. And they've done a great job. And you got to give Courtney Morgan, his recruiting GM, a lot of credit for where Alabama is right now. All right, so let's talk about positions of strength, not on strength, but of strength. And let's get into why Alabama recruiting is off to such an amazing start. Let's just go right at quarterback. Keelan Russell, the kid from Duncanville, Texas. He's a winner. He was an SMU decommitted, came to Alabama. He's the only quarterback right now that I think Alabama signs. He brings speed. He's got the arm strength, but he also understands how to win football games. And I think that when you look at Nick Saban, what he was able to do, Coach DeBoer is going to want the same thing he had with Michael Penix, that versatility, also being able to command the offense but know how to win football games. And I think that Keelan Russell is the perfect guy for that spot. Now, running back, Anthony Rogers, already committed out of Carver High School, pushing hard for a guy that's in the same state that we're at right now, and that is A.K. Deere. We've talked about Deere. We got into him yesterday, the Quitman, Mississippi, 4-star, who I think is going to eventually be a 5-star. He's a top 100 player. He scored pretty much all of his team's touchdowns. He's got a nose for the end zone. I look for Alabama to bring him in. Now, another guy that they've pushed hard for is Jordan Davison, who's out of Mater Dei in California. That's an Alabama pipeline, but it looks like he's going to go to Ohio State, although he's been to Tuscaloosa. Great relationship with Alabama. He's another guy in my mind that you keep an eye on. But I still feel like, look, if you can get A.K. Deere in that running back room, then that is a successful running back class. And who knows, maybe you get both, but I think that A.K. Deere coming to Alabama, and I think when he does commit, that's going to be a big deal. Remember, now he just decommitted from Ole Miss, and it knows why. I mean, he came to Tuscaloosa, got a visit, and really fit in. Wide receivers, you feel really good about Alabama at the wide receiver spot. First off, Latsier Brooks, the 4-star from New Jersey, the guy is doing all kind of stuff, breaking records, making catches, speed, great hands, and you build your class right there. Let's just start right there. Now, there's a lot of question marks as far as who's going to be next. We talked about another Mississippi guy in Caleb Cunningham. He's from Choctaw County, which is not too far from Mississippi State. Well, he's a guy that we feel like is going to end up at Alabama. But can Alabama really, and then you could totally build this class around the talent at wide receiver that these guys are talking to right now and have an opportunity to bring in. Don't forget about the 5-star who is a big Texas lean, Khalid Lockett in Tuscaloosa, Alabama pushing hard for him. Derek Meadows, remember the guy from Bishop Gorman out in Las Vegas? That's the player that Caleb Cunningham told us right here on the show, he's like, hey, he really liked Alabama. And that's a Notre Dame guy. Well, look for something to happen in that spot, too. We talked about Travis Smith Jr. out of Atlanta, another big-time player. But Alabama's going to want to take, maybe 3 receivers. And I could even see him maybe even going more, depending on who that person would be and what the class looks like. But you got to have guys to catch the ball. And that's an area where Alabama was so strong, then struggled, got a little bit better last year, but they lost some guys to the transfer portal. And so that's an area to keep an eye on. Now let's go to tight end. Just got Caleb Edwards, another guy out of California, the Oak Ridge High School, El Dorado Hills catching and running tight end, 4-star. So they got him, maybe a second guy there. We've talked about different names in that spot. Andrew Olish is one of the guys from Pennsylvania that's been to Tuscaloosa, 4-star. Nick Townsend, who's from Texas, has been to Tuscaloosa. You may just stick with Edwards. It just depends on how you feel and how this class ends up coming together. And it's also an area where maybe you go into the transfer portal and you add somebody in there from that aspect as well. And then finally, on the offensive side of the football, the offensive line. Alabama has absolutely killed it on the line. You win national championships up front, right? Big Michael Carroll out of Dolesville, Pennsylvania. Dad was Penn State legacy. Well, he was a Penn State legacy. Michael, his dad played at Penn State. He commits to Alabama. Big Mike's a huge part and one of the players I'm most excited about, a top 100 class member, according to our friends at On3. Jackson Lloyd from out in Carmel, California. You guys know about him. Top 100 player, one of the best players in California. Football, baseball, and basketball. The guy plays in all of those. Micah Dubose from Viger High and Pritchard, one of the most important players in this class because he was committed to Georgia, backed off of that. We thought he was going to LSU. You got to keep these guys in state, and having him in this class is a big, big, big deal. That was a win for Alabama. And then Mal Waltrip, 3-star from Phoenix City. Dad played at Alabama. He slides in. Now, the guy that changes all of this and makes this the best recruiting offensive line class in the country is Ty Hayward. Grew up an Alabama fan from Mississippi. We're in Mississippi right now. Grew up an Alabama fan in Mississippi. Now he lives in Texas, but he's a 5-star from Denton. He's another guy to keep an eye on. Bringing him into this class, adding that 5-star potential would absolutely be huge for the Crimson Tide. Now, switching gears to the defensive side of the football, just quickly before we talk with our guest here, Ryan Griffin. Defensive line, Antonio Coleman, Saraland, Auburn, decommit, flips to Alabama. So went Alabama, Auburn, back to Alabama. This guy's fit in so well with Kane Womack and the new recruiting, the new coaches, the recruiting staff. Big get for Alabama. And then London Simmons is the guy from Flowood, Mississippi, 3-star. Alabama loves this guy. This is their find, right? A lot of these guys, hey, got 30 offers. This guy didn't have 30 offers, but Alabama really likes something about him. Now he's starting to get all of these offers, but he's coming to Tuscaloosa. Really big deal. Now, how do you get this defensive line class even better? Add a 5-star, right? Justice Terry, everybody thinks he's going to Georgia from Manchester High School in Georgia. Who knows? He was a USC commitment, backed off of that. He was in Tuscaloosa not too long ago. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's Josiah Sherma from Folsom High School in California, committed to Oregon, probably where he'll end up going, but a guy that Alabama has talked a lot to. Javon Campbell is the guy that just committed to Kentucky. Alabama pushed hard for him, didn't get him, but it's not over yet. The process just continues. So, keep an eye on that. And then I drove through Scuba to get here. And Xavion Hardy is a 4-star East Mississippi Community College. I passed it to get to Pearl River Resort. He's another guy that could potentially come to Tuscaloosa. Now, the Wolf position, the Eds position, Alabama's really got some amazing players, starting with Dawson Merritt, who's committed. Love this guy. Comes from a football background. Dad played in the NFL. He is a top 100 player from Overland Park, Kansas, coming to Tuscaloosa. You love the idea of this guy wreaking havoc. And then Justin Hill. How about you talk about the shock so far of this cycle. Everybody thought he was going to Ohio State. Yeah, and Alabama goes into Cincinnati, makes that connection, good old-fashioned recruiting, not being bought out by their competition, but just finds the right fit from Winton High School in Cincinnati. And this was a really big win for Alabama. And, we'll see what happens there. Tide's still trying to get after a couple other guys in that area. Now, linebacker spot, Duke Johnson, he's in, big-time player, another group of strength right here for Alabama. And I guess I've kind of gone back and forth on strength, but really just running down the list, the recruiting board that we do. We love Duke Johnson, obviously big-time 4-star out of Eastman, Georgia. Abdul Sanders, another guy from Mater Day. Luke Metz, the 3-star from Georgia, went on his visit, came back, said, hey, I'm all about Alabama. The guy to keep an eye on there is Ty Jackson from Seminole Ridge High School. Can Alabama add him to the class? Harmon's in there as well. He's a 4-star and an Alabama commit from Rome, Georgia. But love the linebacker group. That's definitely one where Alabama has some strength. And then defensive backs, this is an all-star team. Dijon Lee, 5-star, Mission Viejo, California. Derek Smith from Southside High in Selma, a top 100 safety, right? Chuck McDonald, another guy from Mater Day. Let's just go get all the guys from Mater Day, right? 100, top 100 cornerback. And then we talked about this, Zamir Smith, decommitted from Alabama. So does that mean that Alabama feels like maybe they could get the guy that would change the entire recruiting class, and that is Naheem Offord out of Birmingham, the 5-star that's committed to Ohio State? That's the battle that you want to win if you're Alabama, just on principle alone. And if it's about the money, sometimes if you want to win those battles, you got to make that happen. So that's a look at the big board for where we are right now. Got to credit Andrew Bone and the gang at On 3 and the guys at 24/7 Sports for helping us keep this thing updated. And we don't have them all, but just looking at it right now, just a picture, a snapshot in time, that's where we are as this recruiting class moves over. All right, we're hanging at Pearl River Resort. Let me scoot over here and tell you guys this. This isn't Big Elmo. You're not Big Elmo.
I'm not Big Elmo. I'm not Big Elmo.
No.
I'm Tiny Elmo.
You're Small Elmo. Well, Big Elmo, you saw Big Elmo late last night, and
he was doing well.
He was doing well, but we knew he wasn't going to be up to do this.
Exactly.
You guys had a great show, though, Big and Rich. What a weekend here with Boys to Men and Big and Rich.
Awesome show.
All right. Well,
awesome weekend.
Okay, so
fireworks. We had Brian McKnight last weekend. So it's been a great week over here at Pearl River Resort. Okay,
well, tell us a little bit about what you got going on here, and then I'm going to take Big Elmo's role, and then you take my role, which means we're gonna look at today in history, and you're going to comment on it. Okay, but just tell us about Pearl River before we play right. Big Elmo's.
So we'll
intro.
Start.
And Ryan Griffin, by the way, my buddy, works here at Pearl River Resort.
So we're celebrating 30 years for Silver Star Casino, Hotel and Casino, Pearl River Resort. So we opened that up in 1994.
That doesn't seem that long ago to me.
Exactly, right.
But to some of you guys, that's ancient.
Opened 2 golf courses, 97, 99, Azaleas and Oaks. Then Golden Moon 2002, Geyser Falls in 2002. So we've just been rolling right along. It's a great. We have a property in Sandersville, right outside of Laurel, Mississippi.
Yeah.
If you watch the Hometown TV show, we're the hometown casino.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just right next door. And we're getting ready to open a new property, a travel plaza called Crystal Sky with slots, sports book, and gas station, restaurant, convenience store. All right there.
Like a whole village.
Louisville. Yeah.
Okay.
In Louisville.
Where's Louisville compared
it's
to where
about,
we are right now?
20 miles, 25 miles toward you guys.
Oh, towards Daytown. Okay. All right. Well, look, first off, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course was awesome, and the water park's fantastic.
Of course. Yeah. It's great.
And there's a beach here.
There is a beach.
And you said no sharks on the beach.
No sharks on the beach. Just the beach within reach. So yeah, I mean, it's a great location for kids to have a a great time, enjoy all the slides. Mom and dad can go hang out on the beach and just chill. And it's a wonderful place just to enjoy an afternoon.
All right. Well, let's get this party started. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Resort. They call him Big Sexy, coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts, sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XP, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
All right, I'm Big Sexy today. See him right there, WJLX.
Yep.
It's, and hopefully he made a lot of money. We got to hurry because this place is just about to kick off. So let's take a look at what happened today in history as we find some friends that'll hang out with us. July the 7th, 2024. And King Charles of France issued a, whatever that is, restricting the rights of the Pope and, in many cases, the Pope's jurisdiction, subject to the will of the king. That was in 1438. It was a big deal back then.
That was actually a big deal, yes.
Do you remember that?
No, I wasn't there then.
Here's one, 1906. Alabama native, Mobile native.
Welcome to Geyser Falls Water.
Look at that. Hey, welcome to Geyser Falls. Satchel Paige, the professional baseball player who earned legendary fame, maybe the greatest pitcher in baseball history,
Right.
many years in the Negro Leagues, believed to have been born in Mobile, Alabama, 1906. Believed to have been born. You know why? Because he lied about his age.
Right. Yeah, I did know that.
Great pitcher, though.
Exactly.
And it was in the big leagues as an old man and still getting out. It's like, I think he pitched at like 59 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like 60.
He might have been 70.
Who knows? Yeah, one of the greats of all time. I actually love Satchel Paige. I think we talk about it all the time. If you ever go to Birmingham, the Negro League Museum, and I think it's the Museum and Hall of Fame, is right outside of the left field wall there, and they have inside the building. They have a pitch simulator where Satchel goes in there and you can face Satchel. It's got him as like somebody made a video and then they turned it into something really cool. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. All right, 1978, the Solomon Islands became an independent nation.
No idea where that is.
You've never been there before? I figured you'd tell me you've been there before. All the travel you've done? All right, 2011, Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows Part 2, the film, made its premiere in London. Did you like Harry Potter?
No, my kids loved it, though.
Is it based on a true story?
No, not at all.
It's not? Just kidding. All right, let's switch over to celebrity birthdays today. Bob. Oh, no, that's not a celebrity birthday. It's actually a concert. Bob Dylan's actually performing. Did you know that?
He's still alive.
Yeah. I had that pulled up.
We just saw his son was here with wallflowers like 2 months ago.
Yeah, talk about that while I'm planning birthdays.
Yeah, it was great. Had a great concert, great show. Jacob Dylan, incredible artist. And it was a really good night. So, and then we just had Big and Rich. We had Boys to Men. We had Brian McKnight. Coming up, we've got Rodney Carrington.
Oh,
we
nice.
like comedians.
Yeah.
Great comedian.
All right, you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Today's birthdays. 83 years old, drummer Ringo Starr.
Incredible. And, Boys to Men played.
They did play.
They played a Beatles song.
Yeah, they
last
played
night,
They did play a Beatles song at the concert a couple nights ago. Are you a Beatles fan?
I enjoy the Beatles.
You do?
Not a big
I think,
fan,
are they the
but
greatest? Well, I think they're the greatest
I wouldn't
band
go
of
that
all
far,
time.
no.
Well, who's better?
Who's better? Don't even get me started.
Well, just say, I mean, who are your favorites?
As far as a band,
Yeah.
you know what? I like the Monkees.
You like the Monkees? That was the rivalry, man, back in the day. The Beatles definitely have more staying power than the Monkees, but what was that guy? Davy Jones, though. He loved the water park.
He would
right?
have loved the water park.
Davy
That's
Jones'
right.
locker. R&B singer Sunkiss is 25 years old. Have you ever heard of him before?
Not even a little bit.
Not even me either.
Not once.
How about Jeremy Kyle, 58 years old, radio host?
Okay. Happy birthday.
This isn't a star-studded list of birthdays
This is
today.
not the greatest day of birthdays.
No. How about actor Jeremy Flatters?
Happy birthday, Jeremy
23 years
Flatters.
old. And
Not
Jack,
a clue.
TV actor Jack Whitehall,
Happy
35.
birthday, Jack Whitehall. Oh, Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall, 78 years old.
I'm trying to think what she was in, but I do recognize her.
She appeared in Popeye. She was Alpha
That's
Boy.
right. Yeah, she was Olive Oil.
She was also in The Shining with Jack Nicholas.
That's right.
Or Jack
Yep.
Nicholson. See, I'm on the golf talk here.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's it. That's your celebrity birthdays. Dylan Sprayberry is 25 years old today. Teen actor who played Clark
Teen
Kent
Wolf.
in the 2013 Man of Steel. You're a fan of Superman. But, all right,
I am a fan of Superman.
this is the last thing before we close shop here today.
Okay.
Your favorite? Who is your favorite superhero and why?
Oh, it's always Superman.
Was it over Iron Man?
Yes.
Over Batman?
Over Batman.
Over Spidey?
He's Superman. There's nothing he can't do. He turned the world around and went reverse time.
That's true. I
That's
saw
Superman
him.
3.
Yeah. That was definitely based on a true story.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, guys, again, Geyser Falls. Ryan, thank you for a great weekend. We had an absolutely fantastic time celebrating Pearl River's 30th birthday, and we're going to do it again really soon.
All right. Love you, Mick.
All right. Yeah.
Appreciate
Love you,
you,
too,
man.
brother. Thank you. And, guys, Pearl River Resort, swing over here and check it out for yourself. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, amazing. Sportsbook, get in there for $50 of wagers. You get to play Dancing Rabbit for $40, and that really is an awesome golf course. And they have amazing gear, too. A lot of good gear over there. This FYI.
Yeah, don't bring a gun.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and roll tide. Have a great day.